At my bridal shower, my mother stood up to make a toast. "To my beautiful daughter Mia," she said, glass raised, voice warm and loving. "I'm so proud of the woman you've become. You've worked so hard, built such a wonderful life. And now you're marrying Daniel. I couldn't be happier." Everyone smiled, clinked glasses. My bridesmaids wiped away tears. Then my mother continued, "I want to give you something special. A wedding gift from your father and me." She handed me an envelope. I opened it, expecting a check or maybe a gift card. Inside was a deed. A property deed. For my house. The house I'd been living in for 8 years. The house my grandmother left me when she died. I stared at the document. At my mother's name listed as owner. At the date showing she'd held the title for 12 years. "What is this?" My voice came out quiet, confused. "It's your house, honey. We're transferring it to you as a wedding gift. Now it'll finally be in your name." The room was silent. Everyone watching. Waiting for my grateful tears, my heartfelt thanks. But all I felt was ice spreading through my chest. This house was supposed to be mine 12 years ago. Grandma left it to me when I died. "Why is it in your name?" My mother's smile faltered. "Just slightly. You were only 18 when Grandma passed. Too young to own property. I held it in trust until you were ready. I'm 30 years old. I've been living here for 8 years. Paying all the bills, all the maintenance. Why am I just getting the deed now? We wanted to wait for the right moment. Your wedding seemed perfect." I looked down at the deed again. Noticed something else. A section showing rental income. Dates spanning years. Amounts totaling over $200,000. "You've been renting out rooms?" "In my house. Just to help cover costs." "What costs?" "I pay the mortgage. I pay the utilities. I pay everything." My mother reached for me. "Mia, let's talk about this later. This isn't the time." "When is the time? When were you planning to tell me you've been collecting rent on a house that was supposed to be mine? That you've been profiting off my inheritance for 12 years. My maid of honor touched my arm. "Mia, maybe we should." "No." I stood up. "I want to know right now. Why is my grandmother's house in your name? Why have you been renting it out without telling me? And why are you only transferring it now, right before my wedding?" My mother's face changed. The warm, loving expression evaporated. Something colder took its place. "Because you were going to sell it. You and Daniel were planning to sell the house and move to Portland. I couldn't let you throw away your grandmother's legacy like that. It's my house. My legacy. My choice. And you were making the wrong choice." The room was frozen. 20 women watching a family unravel in real time. I picked up my purse. The deed. My phone. "This bridal shower is over. Everyone can go home." "Mia, don't be dramatic." "Dramatic? You stole my house. For 12 years. Collected hundreds of thousands in rent. And you're calling me dramatic?" I walked out. Left my mother standing there. Left the decorations, the gifts, the carefully planned celebration. Got in my car and drove. Not home, because apparently it wasn't my home. It was my mother's property that she'd been kind enough to let me live in. I drove to Daniel's apartment. He was home, surprised to see me so early. "How was the shower?" I handed him the deed. "Read this." He read it. His face went from confused to angry in seconds. "Your mother's name is on your house? The house your grandmother left you? Apparently she's been the legal owner for 12 years. And she's been renting out rooms without telling me. Over $200,000 in rental income. That's fraud. Mia, that's theft." "I know. What are you going to do?" I sat down on his couch. Felt the weight of 12 years of lies settling on my shoulders. "I'm going to find out exactly what she did. And then I'm going to get my house back. My name is Mia Rodriguez. I'm 30 years old. I have wavy dark brown hair that I usually wear loose, warm brown eyes that people say make me look approachable, and what Daniel calls a confident posture. Shoulders back, chin up, the stance of someone who knows what she wants. I grew up in a working-class neighborhood in Seattle. My parents, Carmen and Roberto Rodriguez, both worked multiple jobs to make ends meet. My mother cleaned houses. My father did construction. Money was always tight, always stressful. My grandmother, Abuela Rosa, was different. She'd immigrated from Mexico in the 60s, worked her whole life, saved every penny, and eventually bought a small house in Ballard. Nothing fancy. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, tiny yard. But it was hers. Paid off. A piece of stability in an unstable world. I was close to Abuela Rosa. Spent every weekend at her house as a kid. She taught me to cook, to garden, to save money. She'd tell stories about Mexico, about coming to America with nothing, about building something from scratch. "This house," she'd say, patting the walls. "This is security. This is freedom. Never let anyone take that from you, Mija." When I was 18, a senior in high school, Abuela Rosa got sick. Cancer. Fast and aggressive. She had 3 months from diagnosis to death. In those 3 months, she made arrangements. Called lawyers. Updated her will. Made sure everything was in order. She called me to her hospital room one afternoon. My mother was there too, sitting in the corner. Mija, I'm leaving you my house. I started crying. Abuela, don't talk like that. Listen, the house is paid off. No mortgage. It's worth maybe 300,000 now. Maybe more someday. I want you to have it. Live in it. Keep it. Build your life there. I don't know if I can. You can. You're strong. Stronger than you know. She squeezed my hand. Your mother will help you. She'll make sure everything is handled correctly. But the house is yours. Promise me you'll keep it. I promise, Abuela. She died 2 weeks later. I was devastated. Barely made it through her funeral. Barely graduated high school. My mother handled all the estate paperwork. You're too young to deal with this, she said. Let me take care of everything. I let her. I was 18, grieving, overwhelmed. I trusted her. She told me the house was in a trust until I turned 25. It's standard for minors inheriting property. The house is yours, but I'm the trustee until you're old enough to manage it yourself. That made sense. I didn't question it. In the meantime, we should rent it out. Generate income. Build up a maintenance fund. Can I live there? You're going to college, Mia. You'll be in dorms. And after college, you might move for work. Better to rent it out, save the money, keep it as an investment. So that's what we did. Or what I thought we did. I went to University of Washington. Lived in dorms, then in apartments with roommates. Visited the house occasionally. My mother had renters, a nice couple, then a family, then a young professional. The rent covers the property taxes and maintenance, she told me. Everything's being saved for you. When you're 25, you'll have the house and a nice nest egg. I believed her. Why wouldn't I? She was my mother. I graduated college at 22. Got a job in marketing. Started building my career. Started dating Daniel. When I turned 25, I asked about the house. Oh, the renters just signed a new lease. We should wait until that expires. Maybe another year or two. But you said I'd get it at 25. I said it would be available at 25. But it doesn't make sense to kick out good renters. Just wait a little longer. I waited. 26. 27. 28. Each time I asked, there was another excuse. New renters. Market timing. Repairs needed. Always something. Then when I was 28, the house suddenly became available. The renters moved out. Do you want to live there now? Really? Yes. It's yours, Mia. Move in. Enjoy it. I was thrilled. Finally. After 10 years. My grandmother's house. My house. Yes. It's yours, Mia. Move in. Enjoy it. I was thrilled. Finally. After 10 years. My grandmother's house. My house. I moved in immediately. Left my cramped apartment. Filled the house with my furniture, my belongings, my life. It needed work. The renters had been hard on it. Scratched floors, damaged walls, a leak in the bathroom that had caused water damage. I paid for everything. Refinished the floors. Repainted. Fixed the bathroom. Upgraded the kitchen. Poured thousands of dollars into making it beautiful. My mother never offered to help. You're the one living there. It's your responsibility. I didn't question it. It was my house. Of course I'd maintain it. I paid property taxes, utilities, insurance, everything. Daniel moved in after a year. We talked about marriage, about our future, about maybe selling the house eventually and moving to Portland where his family lived. You'd sell your grandmother's house? My mother asked when I mentioned it. Maybe. Someday. We want to be near Daniel's family when we have kids. But it's your grandmother's legacy. She wanted you to keep it. She wanted me to have security. To have options. Selling it gives me those things. She'd be disappointed. That stung. But I pushed back. Abuela wanted me to be happy. If moving to Portland makes me happy, she'd support that. My mother didn't argue. Just looked disappointed and changed the subject. That was 6 months ago. Now Daniel and I were engaged. Planning a wedding. Making decisions about our future. And apparently, those decisions had triggered my mother to finally transfer the house to my name. Except it raised so many questions I couldn't ignore. The next morning, I called a real estate lawyer. Explained the situation. Sent her the deed my mother had given me. Okay, the lawyer, Janet, said after reviewing everything. Let's walk through this. Your grandmother died 12 years ago. Left the house to you. You were 18. Yes. And your mother told you it was being held in trust until you were 25. Right. But according to this deed, your mother is the outright owner. Not a trustee. An owner. She purchased the property from the estate. My blood went cold. What? See here? Estate sale. Your mother bought the house from your grandmother's estate for $100. $100? The house was worth $300,000. Estate sales between family members often use nominal amounts. But Mia, this means your mother didn't hold the house in trust for you. She bought it. She owns it. Legally. But Grandma left it to me in her will. I was there when she said it. Do you have a copy of the will? No. My mother handled everything. We need to get that will. If your grandmother's will specifically left the house to you, then this sale might be fraudulent. Your mother might have exploited her role as executor to buy the property for herself. How do we get the will? It should be filed with the probate court. I'll request a copy. In the meantime, don't sign anything your mother gives you. Don't transfer any money. Don't agree to anything. She already gave me a deed transferring the house to me. Don't sign it yet. Let me review everything first. If she obtained the property fraudulently, signing that deed might complicate things legally. I hung up feeling sick. My mother hadn't held my house in trust. She bought it from the estate for $100, and she'd been lying to me about it for 12 years. Janet called back 3 days later. I have the will. And Mia, you were right. Your grandmother explicitly left the house to you. Not to your mother. To you. So what my mother did was fraudulent. She was the executor of the estate. She had a legal duty to distribute assets according to the will. Instead, she bought the house for herself at a massive discount and told you it was being held in trust. Can we prove she lied? If you have any communication where she claimed to be holding it in trust, yes. Emails, texts, anything. I searched my email. Found dozens of messages over the years. The house is in trust for you. I'm managing the rental income for your benefit. When you're ready, the house will be transferred to you. All lies. All manipulation. I have emails, I told Janet. Years of them. Good. That establishes fraud. Now about the rental income. Your mother's been renting the property. Yes. She showed me a document yesterday listing over $200,000 in rental income over the past 12 years. And you received none of that income? No. She said it was being saved for me. Building a maintenance fund. Did you ever see this maintenance fund? No. Mia, I think your mother has been pocketing that rental income. If she obtained the house fraudulently and then profited from it for 12 years, you have a strong case to sue for ownership and for all the rental income she collected. Sue my mother? I know it's hard, but she stole from you. For 12 years. That money was supposed to be yours. I thought about it. About my grandmother's house. About 12 years of lies. About $200,000 my mother had collected while I struggled to save money, to pay off student loans, to build a life. What do I need to do? First, we need to document everything. Every payment you've made on the house, taxes, insurance, maintenance. Every communication with your mother about the trust. Every lie she told. Then we file a lawsuit to void the estate sale and claim ownership of the property. How long will it take? Cases like this can take a year or more. But Mia, you have a strong case. The will is clear. Her fraud is documented. Unless she can prove your grandmother changed her mind and wanted your mother to have the house, which seems unlikely given the will was updated just before she died, you should win. Okay, let's do it. One more thing. You're living in the house now, right? Yes. Your mother could try to evict you. Since she's the legal owner and you don't have a lease, she could argue you're trespassing. She wouldn't do that. Janet was quiet for a moment. Mia, she stole your inheritance and lied about it for 12 years. Don't underestimate what she might do to protect herself. That conversation haunted me. The idea that my mother might try to evict me from my own grandmother's house. I told Daniel everything that night. He listened, jaw clenched, getting angrier with every detail. She stole your house. She's been lying for 12 years. She pocketed $200,000 that should have been yours. I know. And now she wants to transfer it back to you like she's doing you a favor? Like it's a gift. I think she panicked. When I mentioned selling it and moving to Portland, she realized I'd discover the truth if I tried to sell. So she's trying to transfer it back before I find out what she did. Except you did find out, because she had to show me the deed. And the deed shows everything. Daniel ran his hands through his hair. What are you going to do? Sue her. Get my house back. Get the money she stole. Your mom will fight you. This will destroy your relationship. What relationship? She's been lying to me for 12 years. She stole my grandmother's house. She betrayed everything Abuela wanted for me. I know. I'm just saying, be prepared. This is going to get ugly. He was right. It got uglier than I ever imagined. Janet filed the lawsuit the following week. Fraud, breach of fiduciary duty, unjust enrichment. We sued for ownership of the house and for all the rental income my mother had collected. My mother's response came within days. Not an apology. Not an admission. A counter lawsuit. She claimed I was an ungrateful child trying to steal property she'd legally purchased. That she'd graciously allowed me to live in her house rent-free for years. That I owed her back rent totaling over $100,000. Back rent. For living in my own grandmother's house. She also filed for eviction. Claimed I was trespassing. Demanded I vacate immediately. This is retaliation, Janet said. She's trying to pressure you into dropping the lawsuit. Don't move out. You have rights as a tenant, even without a lease. She can't just kick you out. But my mother tried. She showed up at the house with a locksmith. I was at work when Daniel called. Your mom is here. She's trying to change the locks. I drove home so fast I probably should have gotten a ticket. Arrived to find my mother arguing with Daniel on the front porch. This is my property. I have a right to secure it. Mia lives here. You can't lock her out. She's trespassing. I want her out. I walked up the steps. You're not changing the locks. My mother turned to me. Her face was hard, cold. This is my house, Mia. I own it. And I'm done letting you live here rent-free while you sue me. Sue you? You stole this house from me. Grandma left it to me in her will. Your grandmother was old. Confused. She didn't know what she was signing. She knew exactly what she was signing. She told me, to my face, that she was leaving me this house. You were there. She changed her mind. There's no evidence of that. The will is clear. And you know it. The locksmith cleared his throat. Ma'am, if there's a legal dispute about ownership, I can't change these locks. You'll need a court order. My mother glared at him. Fine. She turned back to me. You want to fight me? We'll fight. But you're going to lose. And when you do, you'll have nothing. No house. No relationship with your family. Nothing. I already have nothing from you. You took everything 12 years ago. She left. I stood there shaking. Daniel put his arm around me. She's scared, he said. People don't get that angry unless they're scared. Good. She should be scared. The legal battle consumed the next 6 months. Depositions, document requests, court filings. My mother fought every step. Claimed she had permission to buy the house, that my grandmother had agreed to it verbally. Claimed the rental income had gone to maintenance and taxes, even though I had receipts proving I'd paid those expenses myself. She submitted fake documents. Forged receipts for maintenance that never happened. Created a false paper trail to justify keeping the rental income. Janet caught every lie. Documented every forgery. Built a case that was airtight. Meanwhile, my relationship with my entire family fractured. My father sided with my mother. You're tearing this family apart over a house. Is that really worth it? She stole from me, Dad. For 12 years. She was protecting the house. Keeping it safe. By lying to me? By collecting rent and keeping it? By buying it for $100 when it was worth $300,000. He couldn't answer that. Just looked disappointed and stopped calling. My cousins, my aunts, my uncles, everyone took sides. Most sided with my mother. Family doesn't sue family. You're being greedy. Your mother did what she thought was best. Only my younger brother understood. Mom's been controlling your whole life. This is just the biggest example. Planning my wedding became surreal. Half my family wasn't invited. The people I thought would be there, my parents, aunts, uncles, were now enemies in a lawsuit. My mother sent messages through mutual friends. Call off the lawsuit and we can all be a family again. But it wasn't about the lawsuit. It was about 12 years of lies. About theft disguised as protection. About a mother who looked her daughter in the eye and stole her inheritance. The trial was scheduled for October. My wedding was in November. Do you want to postpone the wedding? Daniel asked. No. I want to marry you. I want to move forward with my life. With or without my family. The trial lasted 3 days. My lawyer presented the will, showing clear intent to leave the house to me. Presented the fraudulent estate sale. Presented years of my mother's emails claiming to hold the property, in trust, when she actually owned it outright. My mother's lawyer argued she'd acted in my best interest. That 18-year-old shouldn't own property. That she'd protected me from making bad decisions. But the evidence was overwhelming. The will was clear. The fraud was documented. The lies were in writing. The judge ruled in my favor. The estate sale was voided. The house was mine. And my mother was ordered to pay me $287,000, the total rental income she'd collected plus interest. She didn't have $287,000. The judge put a lien on her house, her car, her assets. She'd have to sell to pay me. I felt no joy in the victory. Just exhaustion. Relief. Grief for the family I'd lost. My mother left the courtroom without looking at me. My father followed her, his face a mask of disappointment and anger. I stood in the courthouse hallway, Daniel's hand in mine, and felt the weight of what I'd done. I destroyed my family to get back what was mine. And I didn't regret it. My wedding happened 4 weeks later. Small ceremony. Daniel's family, my brother, a handful of friends. No parents. No extended family. I wore my grandmother's necklace. The one she'd given me before she died. Something old, the necklace. Something new, my dress. Something borrowed, my friend's veil. Something blue, my grandmother's house, finally legally, irrevocably mine. Daniel and I sold the house 6 months after the wedding. Got a good price. Used the money to buy a house in Portland near his family. Near people who actually cared about us. My mother never paid the $287,000. She declared bankruptcy instead. Lost her house anyway. Had to move to a small apartment. My father divorced her. Not because of what she did to me, but because the financial fallout destroyed their retirement plans. She sent me one email after the dust settled. I hope you're happy. You destroyed your family for money. Your grandmother would be ashamed. I didn't respond. But I thought about Abuela Rosa. About what she'd actually wanted for me. Security. Freedom. A life built on my own terms. That's exactly what I had. I'd lost my mother. Lost my father. Lost most of my extended family. But I'd gained something more important. My own life. My own choices. My own future. Not controlled by lies. Not stolen by manipulation. Just mine. 3 years after the trial, I got a message from my brother. Mom had a stroke. She's asking for you. I didn't go. Daniel offered to drive me. I declined. She had 12 years to tell me the truth. 12 years to do the right thing. She chose lies every single time. I'm done giving her chances. No regrets. Not about her. I regret the family I lost. But most of them chose her over the truth. That tells me everything I need to know about their values. I never saw my mother again. She died 2 years later. My brother called to tell me. Asked if I wanted to come to the funeral. No. Are you sure? She stole my inheritance, lied for 12 years, fought me in court, and never once apologized. Why would I go to her funeral? Because she was your mother. Biology doesn't earn forgiveness. She stopped being my mother the moment she stole from me. I didn't go. Didn't send flowers. Didn't acknowledge her death at all. Some people called me cold. Heartless. Unforgiving. But I'd learned something important. Forgiveness is earned, not owed. And my mother never earned it. She had 12 years to tell me the truth. 12 years to transfer my house. 12 years to do the right thing. She chose theft. She chose lies. She chose herself. I chose freedom. If you've ever had family steal from you, lie to you, manipulate you in the name of love or protection or what's best, remember this. You don't owe them forgiveness. You don't owe them relationship. You don't owe them anything. They took from you. They betrayed you. They made their choice. Now you get to make yours. And choosing yourself, choosing truth, choosing freedom, that's not selfish. That's survival. If this story resonated with you, tell me where you're watching from. Share your experience if you're ready. And subscribe. Because these stories, they're more common than you think.